You're now tuned into STWF TV, the Parlay Perspective. The Parlay Perspective. Where we talk hockey.
Feed Byfield around one man in on goal. Scores! What a goal! Quentin Byfield! And that gets Jim Fox out of his seat here at Crypto.com Arena.
Basketball.
To take matters into his own hands, Van Horn. Now, you got to get this in from Surge. With the snap. Oh, my gosh. Throw it down, Kobe.
Football.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my goodness!
Oh, my God.
Wilson's going to lob one, and somehow, some way, Paul Richardson comes up with the ball.
Cuts upfield. Hurdles over a couple of people.
Oh my goodness, did you see that? He hit Steve Brown with what looked like a karate kick.
Baseball and more.
Well, there goes again. Pitch is swung on a miss. Throw to second base is high. They're going to say that Rojas got in the way. It doesn't matter. Sosa tagged him out anyway. That was an amazing catch and tag by Sosa.
In the air along the line in right. Long way to go for Jake. Foul round, and he's got it. And he's up and over.
The Parlay Perspective. The Parlay Perspective.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to the Parlay Perspective on a Monday. We got Metal Watt in the house. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? Coming into this Monday in the middle, but we here tonight.
All right, man, for sure. Coach Lee in the building. What's up, Coach?
What's the damn deal, Dale? What's happening, everybody?
All right, all right.
Building.
Got a good show for y'all today, man. Look, make sure you guys are subscribed to us everywhere you can get us. Check us out on STWFsports.com. Shout out to all of you guys watching there, and shout out to all you guys watching us on Twitter. Let's get started with this thing, man. On a Monday, let's talk about some NASCAR first. That's right. We're going to start NASCAR first.
NASCAR up. Okay.
Look, bro, we got to salute greatness when it happens. Shane Van Gisbergen won the NASCAR Cup Series race. This is the Grant Park 165 at the Chicago Street Course. This happened on July 6th, but he also won the NASCAR Xfinity race, the Loop 110, at the same venue the next day. I mean, he just swept the weekend, bro. Like that's remarkable.
Definitely is remarkable. Sweeping both. Definitely great races if you did tune in. Something in NASCAR that if you're not watching, if you watch through like ESPN or something, we're used to having the guys that are old, you know what I'm saying, winning multiple matches and things of that nature. You don't really get that in this era of sports, or do you even hear about NASCAR anyhow? So I want to give a shout out to you, Dale, for bringing this topic up. In terms of the young man, Shane Van Gisbergen, young career coming up for him. Like I said, it was an edgy race, man. Michael McDonald, man, took the lead late in the competition. But, however, it's a racetrack for a reason. This man came up on top. Looks like he's riding a Wonder Bread truck, but it's a Red Bull truck. Kind of gives me Ricky Bobby vibes.
Right, that red, white, and blue. But y'all, it's a great cause for the weekend, you know. It's Red Bull though. Yeah, man. Good stuff though, man. Look, I will watch NASCAR usually if I catch it like the first 5 laps. I may watch that. And then like the last 5 laps. That's a sweet spot for me.
That's
all
so
that
Dale of you.
You know, like, you know, that what green, white, finish, whatever, green, white checker finish. Like, that's some exciting stuff. Because there'd be so many accidents.
Yeah, they gonna make your ass take the hat off if you keep talking like this. How we doing, people? A few minutes later.
What's up, Chili Will?
Good. It sounds like you're on a different mic today, though, Will.
Does it? No. You know what happened?
You got us on speakerphone.
No, I had something else going on.
Okay.
I'm closer now. Is it better? It's better, right? It's better.
A lot better.
Yeah.
Y'all made it seem like y'all want to hear me live and direct. All right, well, here I am. Y'all gonna deal with this. Get this work.
Making sure, man. You know. All right. So that's NASCAR.
That's NASCAR. This is on NASCAR talk, man. This is the pre, so it's not the major leagues in the major leagues, man. But playoff standings in terms of the major leagues, man. William Ryan, shout out to him. He's up top. Chase Elliott is 13 points behind. Kyle Lawson is 19 points behind, and then falling back double the points. But they're still in contention because I think the top 10 people make it to the main stage is like their playoff. Danny Hamlin, that name's familiar to me. You heard that name a million times. 43 points back of the leader, and Tyler Reddick, 48 points behind leader William Ryan. So shout out to NASCAR.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Our next topic is everybody's favorite. Oh yeah, let's talk some basketball. The Knicks making a hire. And man, this face looks really freaking familiar.
We're doing this again.
It is Mike Brown.
Michael,
Circle of Life.
You know, the only thing I give Mike Brown is he is a disciple of the greatest NBA coach of all time.
Did you elaborate? You see, hey, hold on. I want everybody to see. He said that and then did one of these.
It was definitely tongue in cheek.
I know. Who's his mentor?
Popovich
and Steve Kerr.
Go on with Kerr.
Nah, Kerr. That's Mark Jackson team.
It's the same tree.
That's the point. It's his team now.
No, Coach, you forget though. You forget he played for Pop at the end though. Like that. His coaching tree is Pop. Kerr.
Really?
Yeah. Kerr went to the Spurs and played for Pop.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then I think he was on his staff.
Right.
Took, I'm gonna need your assistance on this one. Was he on the staff? I believe so.
Who, Mike Brown?
Kerr?
I think Kerr started off.
Kerr was on Pop's staff at one point. He was a assistant
I
coach.
believe just for a tad bit before he went to Phoenix.
Small. Then he got the job. Right. Yeah.
It was like a training type of. It was like a training type of thing where Steve Kerr wasn't a name, and then he ended up being, I believe, like general. He was like in the manager organization.
Oh.
It was a similar role to what Becky Hammons had. Not the same role, but similar role.
He's with the Spurs twice. He's with them in 99 and 2001. And then he was with Portland from 2001 to 2002. Then he went back for a second term with the Spurs. Then he got the head coaching gig.
Did he retire before or with MJ and just never came back? So he was already coaching in 99?
Steve actually won one more title with the Spurs. He actually won that lockout title with the Spurs.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, he did. He was on that Spurs team.
So his first trip with the Spurs, I'm guessing as a player. His second trip as a coach.
We had 3 trips. He was there twice as a player.
Damn. Bro loves that team, huh? All right, we're good.
So he didn't retire till 2003.
All right, we cleared it all up. That's all I wanted to know. I was like, 99. Holy shit.
Shout out to Mike Brown. Definitely not a guy that I have hatred for. People are talking about rather this is the wrong or right move for the Knicks. It was a move that I guess they made because they fired Thibodeau. He's had experience with great players, or if great players had experiences with him that were great. For the Knicks, it kind of seems like what Dale said. It's a circle around, and maybe it should have been something of a new beginning, maybe a new young head coach. But the Knicks already went that way before. Bringing a player/coach in. They've done every possible thing you could probably do to try to make the coaches worthwhile. They have a good team right now, nucleus. We knew that Thibodeau, he runs stay everywhere. Mike Brown eventually does too. but I feel like the stability, the stableness. He was in Sacramento and had a Sacramento team buzzing. Then they fired him. I don't know why. But this hire for me is New Yorkish. But I'm not gonna bash New York for hiring him. I'm gonna hope that hopefully the sky is the NBA Finals now. You went to the East Conference Finals last year. Now, if you want to speak on that, that's a different thing to talk about. These players next year on the Knicks got to come back 100% better. Regardless of Mikal Bridges, Minobi, all these guys got to come back with something new in the bag. And that's why I think it's going to prevail the Knicks. I don't think it's coaching, honestly. I think it's the Knicks. I think it's the players.
The owner.
The way the Storm is just the way it is right now. And hopefully with this move and experience that he's had, maybe they can get over. But that's all I would say about it.
Yeah, I'm just a casual fan. And by casual, I mean like I barely watch NBA. But if your team makes it so far into the playoffs, the coach is not the problem. Like circumstances happen. I mean, losses happen. It's not the problem. Like I don't see what making a change that coaching is going to do.
What? First of all, I just like to point out we started the topic about a prominent black man getting a head coaching job and then spent 15 minutes, 10 minutes talking about white men and Popovich and Chris. But that being said, no, Mike is a good players coach. Mike's a really good coach. The problem that I have with this signing isn't Mike Brown himself. It's what Mike Brown has always been, which is literally the guy that gets you as far as Tibbs just got you and then loses. Like, that's his bag. Like, that's what he always does. So, with that said, weird. It's a weird.
It's weird, yeah. It's a weird. It's kind of a weird signal when you went back to him. Everybody's thinking new hot seat, new hot coach, and then you go Mike Brown.
Here's the thing, though. The new hot seat, the new hot coach, which you're spot on to. That is exactly the fucking trend these days. 100%. That is good. You know what you can't find out about a new name in coaching? What they do at the end. So when you're in that moment, when you're about to win it all or can win it all or even can get to the big dance, what moves are they going to make? I think we ran into that a little bit with Mike Diagono. He just had such a good fucking team because of Sam Presti. It didn't matter. With Tibbs did. So everyone being mad, why'd they fire Tibbs? He got them to the ECF. Why would they fire Tibbs? Tibbs did exactly, and I mean exactly, what he always does. He comes in, creates a culture, makes your team defend like crazy, great defensive teams, runs every one of your best starting five into the fucking ground, gets some guy hurt, loses in the ECF.
Because he want to play defense? That's why you get him hurt?
No, it's not because they want to play. No, they get hurt because he doesn't play more than 7 guys. The fucking teams are 12 men for a reason.
I feel you.
They're 12 men for a reason. I'm not saying you got to play 12 men every game. You got to play like 9, 10 at least.
Yeah.
He's playing 7. If you're not one of those 7s, fucking grab a seat at the end of the bench, get your clap on, because that's all that's happening tonight.
Yeah, I remember playing NBA Live 95 back in the day. You would have to sub out your guys. They would get tired. So
I'm glad you took us in a spaceship or a time machine to go back to your day. My point is that is every fucking basketball game ever. You gotta sub guys. If you take auto coaching off, you better sub your team in, or you're gonna be in the 4th, and your point guard's gonna be 45 energy, and you're gonna get wiped.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, thank you for that insight, Dale. But yes, So Tibbs, I would not recommend people getting the clap. I have so many questions. We don't have time. It's not a chop up. Just know, Brandon. If you say that shit in the chop up, Brandon, we would spend the next 10 minutes breaking that shit down.
Yeah, you come back tomorrow. We can explore this.
Come back tomorrow with the same exact fucking comment. 10-minute segment, I promise. I'll make sure of it. Trust me. But Tibbs runs his guys into the ground. First of all. Second of all, yeah, I just don't know that he is the X's and O's guy that gets you over the top. So what did they do? They hired Tibbs. They built this crazy team for him. But do we think Tibbs could have done any more with this team? They gave him. Think about his best success. His best success was with the Bulls, where he had what? Score first point guard, who can always get buckets in the clutch, and then 4 defenders, some of them could shoot. Literally what the Knicks are right now. It's fucking Brunson doing the work, and then 4 defenders. Now, in this case, I would make the argument, and you can back me up on this, this is a more talented team than that Bulls team that he was doing all that work with. Like, because the Bulls team, the Bulls team didn't have a Mikal Bridges. They had Dang, but they had Boozer. He's not Cat at all. And then you add OG, you add Hart, you add all these other. They have guys. They only play 7. So he ran him into the ground when the rubber met the road in the Eastern Conference Finals. They were dead. They were gassed. How could you ask Brunson to carry you for a whole season, MVP level season carrying, get to the playoffs, also carry us here, then the ECF, and you're like, yeah, can you take us home? No. That's what got Derrick Rose's career ended. You playing that game. So they had to move on. But moving on to Mike Brown. All right, let me ask you guys this, or specifically Tuke, but both of you guys, if you can think of it. Available, who's the better coach that you think could get them above or more further than what Tibbs got them?
Somebody new.
That's not an answer, and we're not accepting that answer.
Me personally, I said one other coach for this job, and once he didn't get it, I didn't really care who the coach was, and that was Mike Malone. And whatever reason Mike Malone didn't want to coach the team or didn't want to coach at all, that's up to him. You know what I'm saying? He had a great coaching career in Denver. He'll get another job soon. But I thought he was going to get the job, and that would have made a little bit more sense because he's ran that familiar offense before with Joker and Murray, and he probably could have did the same with Brunson and Cat. But that's
so what you just spoke on, fucking accurate. You know why they didn't hire Mike Malone? Because you're right about everything you said. Everything you just said was he'll come in, he'll run that crazy offensive system. This team is built entirely around defense. So none of those guys are actually good pieces for Mike Malone. That's the problem. But in your example, you're thinking we did it this way, all defense. Let's change it up. Let's see if we get strong on them and go offensive. And I think either Mike Malone or the Knicks were probably like, you probably can't do that. Mike Malone was probably like, I don't want to fucking do this. I don't want to have to take an entirely defensive team and make it an offensive system to match mine. So, yeah, I just don't know who else there was here. Aside from fucking Phil coming out of retirement or Pop coming out of retirement, like, you would have had to have chosen what Dale said, which was fresh and new.
What about Sam
So I want to be clear. I don't want to say what people were as players is what they are as coach, because you can be a much better player than you were a coach, or you can be a much better coach than you were a player. What I will say is this, though. What about Sam Cassell's play style and systems he played in makes him a good coach for the Knicks? Because I don't see it. That's all. I just don't see it.
No. 2. Why do you think Frank Vogel didn't get the job?
Because Frank was just Mike Light.
Frank Vogel. I I don't think he's nicked enough. I don't think he's nicked enough. And the Knicks in this situation,
that's fair.
It is recycled, but I don't
Ain't
think
he a Jersey guy?
Yeah,
he more Knicks than Mike Brown. Where's Mike even from? He gave me country vibes. So
Mike could have won for that job, though.
I think he'll do a good job, but I think we won't notice because he'll end up in the same spot. So
he's from
Ohio.
He was Ohio. He was born in Ohio, Columbus.
I called it. Your boy's good at this. I don't know what this is, but I'm good at it.
I think he's a military brat. He went to high school in Germany.
Yeah, you could tell because he's from like a place that should have an accent and he speaks fucking proper. What is this? Recycling. All right, I get it. Yeah, no, he's right. He's right about that. It's alarming having that up on the screen, but he's right about it.
What you got up there? What you got shuffle for us, man?
Yo, that's real though, bro. That's NBA recycle some damn coaches. My God. Okay. Now let's talk about some NBA news. Ton of NBA news. The first one I'm gonna talk about here. Let's talk about the Clippers, the Jazz, and the Heat agreeing to a trade that sends Norman Powell to Miami. John Collins to Los Angeles, and Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, and a 2027 Clippers second round pick to Utah.
Yeah, Utah is loading up right now. Utah is just going to continue to load up as they can. You got another stock draft next year. You go get some old guys and Kyle Anderson and Kevin Love who can easily go off the books, and you keep it rolling. In terms of Miami and the Clippers getting John Collins definitely helps them out. You know, in the interior, I feel like they got guys.
The Clippers, not the Lakers. I was annoyed.
Not guys that can
I thought the Lakers got him.
Yeah, not guys that can really squat the clip. He kind of helps out with Kawhi as well down there. And for Miami, I like the Nolan Powell pickup, especially with the young guys in Ware, Hero, and the rest of the guys that you got over there. I think he fits perfectly. Nolan Powell is my favorite sixth man in the league because he's always going to get his numbers. Everybody, Nolan Powell's going to get his numbers no matter where he's at. And he's going to
he also got no business being a sixth man, first of all. Like, he's a starter. He just plays six man. What I'll say is that Took is spot on about the fact that, hey, Utah Jazz fans, the one of you that's watching this show, but if more of you are watching, just know, whatever you think Danny Ainge is building towards, I promise you it's not this year, and I promise you it's not next year. And I'm almost willing to promise you that what he's building towards, he won't even be there for. What he's going to do is every year he's going to wheel and deal, make trades, get picks the entire time, and then he's going to accumulate players that other teams want, especially teams that are on the verge of winning and need one more guy. He's going to get those type of players on the team, and just when you think, oh, he built kind of a nice little, he's going to trade every fucking last one of them, all of them. They will all be gone until he decides on the guy that he wants to build around. He is very much aware of, oh, we drafted a guy that I liked. Oh, he's not him. The league doesn't know yet. Trade him so we can get max value and just keep fucking dipping in this draft until we get a Tatum. Because that's exactly what he did with us. He's gonna do it again. It's what he does. He's already I don't understand, y'all. Took, can you answer me this? If you were a GM, you don't even got to answer. I know what you're going to say. If you were a GM and your phone rang and it popped up as Danny Ainge, what are you doing? Because I'm not answering the fucking phone. I'm not answering the phone. He fleeces everyone. It is a heist every time. Bro is a
I honestly remember feeling that way whenever we traded with the Patriots. You know,
that's the other team that does the same thing, which is why just years of greatness in my city.
Where you at, Danny? Answer that. Danny, answer it.
Football recent greatness. Don't overrate it.
Uh-huh. Or don't just live off something from 30 years ago.
Uh-huh. Yeah, a little flip in 60 years. Yeah.
All right, so it's a little blip for us. What do you call this blip of not winning? Is it a blip too?
We got winning in two different eras.
Did you now? Are you counting? Are you counting Starbuck? Because you weren't alive for that.
Really? I was born in 73.
I don't even know what he played. He's fucking 1,000. I don't know.
He didn't. I remember his retirement ceremony.
Okay.
So
as a kid, you got to watch that. I won't tell anybody, but you just told fucking at least 15 people.
Hey, I'm watching right now. I got to receive the hairline in grays.
Hey, my hairline ain't too close.
Yeah, you got any other NBA news you want to speak on, man? Or you got
on that trade? I have to say it's a funny part. There was a lot of Mavs fans that were ecstatic because ESPN originally put out it was Dwight Powell. And we were drunk, but then it came back. Nah, wrong. Powell's like,
Yo, Powell is herpes, bro. You just can't get rid of this motherfucker. Like he's gonna be there for.
I think his contract is up this year. After this year,
won't matter. Y'all resign him. Y'all find a way and resign him.
Don't say
that. So let's talk some more NBA news. Orlando Magic star Paulo Banchero.
Watch basketball.
Yeah.
587.
got a max deal. 287.
Deserved it. Every bit. I typically don't say, every penny. That team, historically, other than the Shaq era, garbage. A garbage franchise. And I think he's going to go down as the greatest Orlando Magic ever, especially now with his contract signed.
Yeah. Because everybody else normally dips.
T-Mac was the best player they ever had. Although Shaq, right there. I'd say Shaq, T-Mac, Penny. All of them, none of them are going to stay as long as Banchero is. So
we hope so. Shout out to the young man. Could reach up to $287 million. Yeah. 5 year. He is the first player ever to have a max extension with a player option. And y'all just spoke about that, him being a Magic for indeed a good part of the future, which is why the player option is pivotal in this. Because we hope the Magic are ascending, and they have been ascending the last few years. We would hope that they do not descend, because that's when that player option could play option. So I hope for the Magic's sake that he only continues to grow as a player and the Magic continue to grow as a team. Because I know, this being a basketball guy, that a lot of number one picks like to be the number one pick, but certain places they don't like to be at. Maybe people like to be in Orlando because it's nice outside, but the organizational wise, with the basketball, no. They've been improving, and let's only hope that they keep improving, because this is a guy that can ride a franchise, and I will be damned, and in 3 or 4 years, he's like, I want out.
The reason I think he'll stay is because they had Shaq, they had Penny, they had T-Mac, and they had Dwight. Those are the 4 best players in Orlando Magic history, okay? Of those teams, only Shaq and Dwight got actual, impressive teams built around them at any point while they were there. That's the only ones. T-Mac T-Mac had fucking Pat Garrity, a 40-year-old Darrell Armstrong. Fucking Mike Miller came in towards the end. T-Mac had nothing while he was there. And also, he had Doc as a coach. So, do with that what you want. But we all know what that means. It's not good. But Banchero has Franz Wagner, who is literally a consistent 3-ball away from being an extremely tough player to deal with. He can do everything else. They have Suggs, who is also just a consistent 3-ball away from being unguardable. They just traded some of that capital and got Bane, who's a gun. T-Rex arms, yes, but a gun. But I think they have the best nucleus around their star player that maybe they've ever had around one of their star players. Absolutely. Except maybe Dwight, because Dwight had Jameer, but I don't think Jameer lasts in any other era than the one he was in. If Prime Shaq, Dwight, T-Mac, and Penny were all on the same team, would they be unstoppable? Yes and no. Here's the problem. You got two bigs there who cannot shoot at all. Now, both extremely athletic and dominant, but they can't even shoot paper balls into a garbage. Like, they can't shoot. And then you got T-Mac and Penny, who are both unbelievable, but both need the ball and both can't stay healthy. So
we got Dennis Scott shoot 3, bro. We're good.
Nick Anderson cost you games. Oh yeah.
As long as Nick Anderson ain't at the free throw line, we're good, I think.
Damn.
I know, right.
Let him live it out.
Stall him out. So, whatever. Long-winded way of saying that I think this team is set up with a great nucleus, but I also think that they're set up with a great nucleus, plus they still have draft capital. Like, they traded a bunch to get Bane. They didn't trade it all. Like, everyone looks at the 4 picks they gave up, and they're just like, because I was like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Then I had to think, oh, no, Magic has been cultivating picks almost on an Oklahoma City level or 1 tier lower the entire time. So, they got picks. So, all that to say that if I was a gambling man right now, which is a crazy gamble, but if I was a gambling man, I'd put money that Banchero retires a Magic.
And I'm a big fan of their head coach.
What about their head coach?
I'm a big fan of Jamal Mosley.
Oh, I fuck with Mosley. I don't know if he'll last, but I fuck with Mosley. I don't know if he'll last because we just saw Tibbs get his team to the ECF and get canned. So, like, the NBA don't give a fuck about coaches. They really don't, even though it's important.
That's the name I never heard of.
What'd you say, Coach?
They're turning into hockey, where they pulling the plug real quick.
Well, hockey it took me a while to understand why they do that, and then I realized, like, there's not a lot of bad coaches in hockey. That's why they move on so quickly, because there's other good coaches. And also, come and do a great job. Also, you know how NBA and NFL coaches, you kind of got to divide them, X's and O's, motivation, team builder. Like, they have different. That doesn't really exist in hockey. Like, you either know hockey or you fucking don't. Period. Like, that's how, because the players know the game better than the players in the other leagues. Okay. Also, hockey's more about grit. You can't coach grit. You just got to have that.
All right. The other one I've got is an extension for the Suns star, Devin Booker, 2-year extension.
Only saw they got
$1 million.
So this deal is a please don't fucking leave us deal. That's what this is.
Honestly, this deal for me, it feels like a Phoenix, and I'm gonna throw my man Kobe in here real quick. It was kind of when LA kind of gave him the 2-year. I think they gave him the 2-year $75 million extension, a 2-year $80 million extension, and everybody's like, dog, there was no point to do that. But Devin Booker, and he probably end up on another team soon. He's kind of like the Suns' lifer. He's been through basically everything you can name with the Suns, and if the Suns are going to end up falling down, he's going to be there for it. He's going to be the one that tell all the stories of all his years and why it didn't go good for this Phoenix Suns team. But other than that, get your money, Book. Get your money, because you're still top premier guard in the league, and you're going to continue to put up some numbers.
Only man in the league right now who had a 70-point game. Oh, no, Luka did too. 2 70-point scorers in the league right now, Luka and Booker. That's it. This deal, to put it in sports layman's terms, this is a reverse show me deal. It's a show me deal, but for the team, not the player. He only signed 2 years because obviously it's Booker. It's their main attraction. If it was up to the Suns, they'd assign him 5 years. Huge deal. But he's like, no, Y'all been putting garbage out here. I don't trust y'all. 2-year deal. Put whatever number on the paper you think I might accept.
That's the playbook for stars now, right? I mean, LeBron showed you this.
Blueprint. LeBron's the blueprint. That's why they compare him to Hov. He's the blueprint. Whatever we see with contracts and how you deal with teams and how the league is run, all from LeBron right now.
Yes. Absolutely.
Shout out to the Celtics who did it first, though.
All right, Took, am I missing anything, man?
You're not missing anything. Just telling everybody to tune into the NBA summer leagues. What is coming away? Just hopping on. Got one, I believe, in Golden State right now. The big one starts, I believe, Thursday in Vegas. So yes, watch some.
Is that game on now, too?
There's a game on right now, actually. On the NBA TV. I believe it was
like in Orlando.
It was Philly and OKC.
That second.
Why I care where it is, Dale?
No, because it'd be different. This is a different summer league.
It's a different summer league. So they made it different summer leagues. Like they used to have the main ones used to be the Orlando Summer League and the Vegas. People were people in the basketball loop. Boston had on Smash up until LeBron. After LeBron was drafted, the summer league was in Boston,
and so he hates us so much they never came back. That's how much LeBron hates us. That's
the
why
year LeBron,
yeah.
D-Wade, Boss Autumn. I got to see that. I got to see them rookies. I got to see them.
I went too, bro. I had fucking nosebleeds, but who cares?
Yeah,
no bad seats in TD Bank. OKC up 87-72, minute 30 left in the summer league game. Just so you know.
That's it. All right. That's all NBA news, man. Tune in.
So that's all for NBA. Let's move on to WNBA. And the big news here is the WNBA announced Monday that it will expand to 18 teams by the 2030 season with Cleveland.
Don't care, no Boston team.
Detroit, Philadelphia, all set to join the league alongside previously confirmed expansion franchises in Toronto and Portland.
Okay. So
you say Toronto?
Yes, Toronto.
So Toronto will join and Portland will join. Toronto is set to debut in 2026. Cleveland will play in 2028. Detroit will play in 29. Philly in 2030, and both Portland and Toronto will begin to play next year.
So,
and the Valkyries are in their first season right now, going in their fourth in the West.
Let Coach cook. He's ready. I've been watching.
Go, Coach. Go for it.
No, I'm just curious. Toronto, that's a bit of a jump. Like, what data did they use to say that was? Because they already struggle as it is. So you're expanding it across the U.S. borders now.
Very simple data. First of all, there is no WNBA team in all of Canada. So you're not actually building a Toronto team. You're building a Canada team at this point.
Okay, I see that part.
And it's Canada versus it's all of Canada versus any major city in Boston. I mean, in America, Boston being one of them. But also those cities, you heard, those cities have to want a team and think. They also have to have a billionaire there ready to put it there and be like, yeah, I'll take one. And I think when they put the feeler out, Kraft is offset. And I don't think anybody wants Kraft involved. They can't take the Patriots from him. He didn't do anything as bad as fucking Donald Sterling or fucking whatever Dolan's weird ass does. He didn't do anything like that. He just got a couple of hand jobs. Not cool, but he did what he did. So they're not going to take his team away from him, but I don't think anyone's jumping up to be like, oh, I'll partner with you to buy another team. I also think he's 1,000 years old. He doesn't want to do it. So outside of that, then who else is in Boston? Celtics owner seems pretty singularly focused, and Red Sox owner is John Henry and them. they already got their fingers in a bunch of pies. Their fingers are in Liverpool, which is soccer over in the Premier League. It's one of the biggest teams in the biggest league in the world. And they're also in NASCAR. I just don't think he wanted to dive into another pool. So in terms of Boston or Massachusetts, I just don't know where it would have come from. And I assume and expect that if you go around the other cities that were on their list, because it's not going to be fucking Virginia. It's like those, they're not going to get a team. No, not until leagues are stretched.
How
good
of a job do you think they do in promoting their players?
Who?
Just in general, other than the obvious one.
The WNBA?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to be this guy, but they fight like women in there. They really just hate each other. Like they need to boost each other more and not less.
The reason why I asked that is I was curious and I went and looked. What was the significance of the brief hiccup? Was that like 2 weeks ago that Caitlin Clark was out?
Yeah.
Viewership dropped by 55% while she was out.
Well, we all learned one thing in that moment that we all knew. No matter how much we love sports, the biggest consumer of fucking all things in America is white folks. Period. Just period. It is what it is. They're the biggest demographic. That's just what it is. We don't have to like it, but that is the case. And I think when the Great White Hype was out, they stopped watching. And we learned that it doesn't matter how good you are, because I think there's better players in the league than Caitlin Clark.
Well, we're going to revisit this as they expand and we continue to do this. Y'all remember this conversation. Because me personally, I just think that they probably, and I get you strike while the iron's hot, but I'm like, you still got holes in your game.
Big holes. But I think in there, so your viewing is you have holes so big you shouldn't move into certain places. I think their mindset is we have holes this might be able to fill.
I got holes.
Yeah, and you got holes maybe to fill.
You heard the man.
That's definitely the whole thing with WNBA is these teams here don't get the number one pick. Now that would be miraculous dope. If one of these teams coming into expansion would get the number one pick. Because then this would be a no-brainer here. But I think ultimately what it does, shout out to STWF TV, it's that it gives us more teams to watch, more eyes on viewership, and an opportunity for people. I heard some things come out, Satu Sawberry's mouth the other day, Phoenix Mercury forward, and she's speaking on, basically like, you're worried about teams, but not worried about the players and all that. We always speak on how the WNBA girls kind of just have to let this marinate. And this is another thing that they have to let marinate. I don't want to let y'all and tell y'all got to let stuff marinate, but this expansion is only going to help because now the more teams, hopefully the more bread comes in and more to that bag that these females want. But overall, shout out to the expansions. The teams listed here are teams that have NBA teams, so that helps out a lot. And you kind of see the wave of how these WNBA teams are being merged and where they're at. So maybe as they grow, we'll get the Bostons. You'll get a Houston team. You'll get a New Orleans team. Maybe, maybe not. Probably a girls football team before a girls basketball team down there.
Give us the lingerie football league.
I got to stop it, dirty old man. I got an uncomfortable. I always get him with that. He knows I'm gonna say it, and he still laughs because it's funny. I got an uncomfortable statement to make. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. Wish I didn't have to make this as the half white man here, but don't do me like that. All right, do me like that. I can handle this. I was born for this. The WNBA needs a prominent, top tier athlete and player who's black but still appeals to the white crowd. Because the best player in the WNBA right now is Asia Wilson. If you only focus on basketball, she is a joy to watch. It is, especially if you're a basketball junkie like me and Took, it is a joy to watch. She is like Tim Duncan. Like she everything is pristine, rebounding, passing, scoring. There's nothing on the court that Asia Wilson can't do. But we've heard her speak off the court. And every time she opens her mouth, it's like, not for me, I don't give a fuck. I'm from both cultures. I feel more black than anything else. That's my life experience. But for the general crowd of people that you need to build your league, want nothing to do with her. Like I told you, I brought it up before. She had that whole bit. She was talking to Kelsey Plum at the sideline of an all-star event and went into a 5-minute combo. I don't even know if she knew she was hot mic'd. If she didn't know, that sucks. But if she knew, makes it worse. Where all she talked about was, I love Caitlin Clark. And I love that she knows how to handle her privilege, her white privilege. She's aware of it, and she knows what to do with it. And no. I don't even care if it's true, which, by the way, it's not true. But even if it was true, the people that you need to build your league on a level of the NBA do not want to fucking hear that.
So they need a brand ambassador.
Grant Hill. They need a Grant Hill. A black white man.
I see a light-skinned girl with a bun in the back of her head, and she get healthy.
Yes, thank you,
Thank
too. Because that's exactly when I started this whole thing who I was thinking of. I'm just really worried because she blew her fucking knee out. But Juju might be the answer to all of the WNBA's problems. And every one of us are going to have to deal with and respect that even during her meteoric rise, which I believe it will be when she gets healthy, because I don't believe ACLs take you out of contention anymore, especially in the WNBA game. None of you motherfuckers are jumping. So, you don't really need, a crazy ACL. Just get it repaired, get healthy, and you can do everything you were doing before, no problem. I do believe that she is the answer to their problems, and we're all going to have to deal with when they say, well, Caitlin crawled so she could walk. Because it's annoying, but it will be true. But I truly believe Juju is better than all of them. I think Juju is unbelievable.
Awesome. All right. That is basketball.
Ha!
Talk for today.
He thought he was going to... Dale thought, all right, cool. Will's not here yet. We're going to get out of the basketball. We're going to do NASCAR, get out of the basketball topic in about 30 minutes. Never.
No.
I will never let it happen.
I never expect that, ever.
No, but you hope for it. You hope for it. And
I always hope for it.
But I'll never let you get there. I promise.
All right, let's get to football.
Yes, sir.
Top story here on
yes, sir. Somebody got arrested. Yes, sir.
Right.
You're a wild boy.
Is Turpin was arrested. That's the cowboy that was arrested. He was booked in the Collin County Jail.
All pro Turpin, get it right.
With possession of marijuana. You in Texas, you know better. Under 2 ounces and unlawfully carrying of a weapon. Now, how are you unlawfully carrying a weapon in Texas? How is that possible?
Because he has a prior, I think he has a prior charge.
There you go. Felon. Okay.
Yeah.
So he was.
Who are you shooting, my guy? Come on.
In Allen, Texas.
Allen.
Allen is one of the most. They probably sleep with their doors unlocking the windows up in Allen.
Well, they all do. You got fucking walls everywhere. But yes, they.
But
it's dangerous.
This was funny when it wasn't funny he got arrested, but my pop sent me a text message and he says, why do the Cowboy players keep getting arrested? I said, I don't know, but the last time they was getting arrested, we had parades.
Yeah,
that's funny. I said that. Did I send the video to the chat today about Michael Irvin?
I think you
I
did.
didn't see that about Mike.
Bro stabbed the whole player in the neck. They didn't
Oh,
record it
yeah.
because he was on probation.
Stabbed him in the neck during training camp.
Stabbed him in the neck, dragged it. He was trying to off nigga. Like, that's crazy. Like,
While they was getting haircuts in the dorm rooms.
crazy. And then the guy went on to say, but I wasn't the leader of this team. Aikman wasn't the leader of this team. Michael was. And Michael, despite whatever he did off the field, demanded accountability on it. That the league is void of guys like that. Do you think the drugs helped?
Yeah, that's why he's still delivering high content.
Fair. Fair. Can't argue with that at all.
No, but I think the biggest thing is going to be this is going to be Shotty's first test as a new head coach. How is this going to be addressed and handled? First of all, how it's going to be handled internally. Secondly, with that marijuana case, even though they don't test for it, I believe in the CBA, he can probably be subjected to testing now through the NBA.
Random, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can get him with randoms now because he's already fucked up with it. So stay off the weed. Look, I get it. I get that it's paid management for some of these guys, but like, yo, bro.
Get a driver.
Right.
It's not
how did he get pulled over?
even that, man.
Because he's not a driver, they're going to pull him over. You can have the weed and the gun on you. They're not going to ask you nothing?
Maybe. It's Texas. It's Texas. Hey, the only reason I say that is because my white boy, Evan, he was just coming back from Vegas, drove through Texas, smoked a little pipe on his way through Texas. All the weed's gone. It was his last little bowl. All the weed's gone. Got pulled over. Cop was like, yeah, I smell it. Show me what you used. And he was like, it's a pipe. It's why my car stinks. I smoked before I ever got into this car. He was like, we'll see you in 6 months back here in Texas, even though you're from Boston.
Drug paraphernalia.
Bro had to go all the way back to Texas for this court case.
What year was this?
Like 5 years ago, maybe 7.
What part of Texas was he in?
I'll ask him. You continue the show. I'll find out. Help us.
Yeah, I'm curious because I know in like here in Houston, anything less than 2 ounces, it's just a fine now.
Yeah.
Man, listen here, man. What's the main fucking thing I always say about my Cowboys in the offseason? You can go get pussy all day. You can go party all day. You can be an LBGQ guy, girl all day. Just don't get in trouble. I always say, don't get in trouble. And I'm going to say some stuff that I haven't never said as a Cowboys fan. First, in regards to this player, cut his ass. Shahama, cut his ass. Cut his ass because we don't need to deal with this shit. We're already cursed now. We're cursed for the season now because somebody got in trouble and that was the rule that we all had to abide by as a team. This is how you make teams. This is how you build teams. Turpin is a guy that, I mean, he definitely balled out the last few seasons. And I would be mad if he's gone, but this warrants a firing. Cut. Go somewhere else with this shit.
He just signed a 3-year, $18 million deal.
He pulled the things back.
Well, fuck
He
him up.
used the prop, but he used it differently. I love this. This is great. It's great content.
Oh,
great
shit.
content. I found out where bro was in Texas when he got pulled. Beaumont. They made his ass come all the way back to Texas for that court case. Literally got dismissed. It got dismissed. It was stupid. But they made him come. You're muted.
What ethnicity is your friend again?
White.
And they pulled him over in Beaumont?
And when they pulled him over, not only was he white, I mean like long blonde hair, Thor White.
They say Beaumont still got some sun, and around in the Beaumont area, it's still some sundown towns. I'm surprised.
Yeah, they got bro. I texted him real quick. Yo, I'm on the podcast. Told you a story about you getting pulled in Texas. What town were you in? He was like, laugh my ass off. Fucking Beaumont.
This is not good on any account. This is not good in Cowboys Nation, and this is just for the significant reason of when things happen like this, trouble in Dallas, it usually comes to haunt us back, and we don't need this type of activity here, man. We're trying to break the curse, man. Can't break the curse doing things like this, man. He won't be the ultimate reason if we lose, but we don't need this type of activity.
Got you.
Cut his ass.
All right.
Woo,
that's our NFL story. What you say? I'm sorry.
Cut his ass. Bring him to New Orleans. New Orleans, y'all can have him.
Hey, come on in. We got a lot of short, fast wide receivers.
No. Yeah, we will take him. Fuck y'all if y'all don't want him over
some
bullshit.
Now, Took's speaking for himself on this one. I'll make an example out of him as far as you better be the first one in the building and last one to leave.
Supplementary, go fuck yourself. Stop bombing our goddamn pod.
But at the same time, we just got Pickens. I don't think we're ready for them other dudes to take. Turpin is supposed to be the third receiver.
So if you're number 2 and 3 are fucking criminals, not ideal. Although, like you said, last time you won,
we hoisted Lombardi's.
If that's what it takes, go for it. Go for it. All right, let's talk.
Texas banned CBD and Diggs immediately went to the Pats. You heard?
Let's talk college recruiting that has really been heating up over the July 4th weekend. Lots of commitments happening. So let's look at the standings according to On3, the top 10 rankings for the recruiting season 2026 coming up here. Let's see. So number 1, we've got the USC Trojans. They've got a outstanding number of 31 recruits. You know, they like everybody gets a scholarship.
And they just got a badass wide receiver that committed.
Who's there now? Who's coaching there now? I forgot. What's his name?
The same dude from Oklahoma.
Lincoln.
That's what it is. Lincoln.
He might be on the hot seat, but yeah.
How? I mean, yes, but how?
So yeah, but Georgia follows them at number 2, then Alabama, Ohio State, Texas, Michigan, Clemson, Oregon, LSU, and Florida State to round out the top 10. So let's talk about some of the guys that committed over the weekend for LSU. Trenton Henderson is a 4-star edge from Florida. He committed. They also got a 4-star offensive tackle, Bryson Cooley. This guy is from Mississippi. But the one I'm most excited about, and y'all gonna think I'm crazy, is
somebody you're not gonna play your freshman year.
You heard?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
You heard?
Plenty of freshmen. Thank you.
Just not running backs, apparently. No freshman running backs, even if they're the best guy on the team.
Isaiah Washington, who's a 3-star safety from Louisiana.
That's an actor, Isaiah Washington.
And you're thinking like a 3-star safety? Why are you excited about that? The guy is a high school quarterback. Okay, athletic as hell. All right, I think this kid is gonna make a damn good conversion to defense. Corey Raymond wants him. I want him. I trust Corey Raymond.
You shill. You fucking shill. You LSU shill. It's terrible.
Godfather DVU, Corey Raymond. Thank you very much.
By the way, just for an update, yo, bro said it was on the 10. So he was on the 10. That mean anything to you, coach? On the 10?
I-10?
Yeah, I-10.
All right. He was on the 10. They charged me with possession. It was bullshit because I wasn't even speeding. I fit the profile for drug dealers, apparently. So they pulled me over and claimed to smell weed and searched my rental to find less than a gram. He said, every time there's a hurricane, I hope it wipes that whole goddamn town out.
Crazy shit.
My man got traumatized by Texas. I had a great time in Texas. I don't know what he's talking about. Sorry. All right. Fuck the Trojans. I feel like they always recruit well, but guess what?
They recruit in the land of I guess they say the supposed best players.
West Coast.
How much NIL money did
it from all over?
Yeah, and it comes with money. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Best players come from Texas and Florida. Period.
That's it, man.
I can have all that fun. The West Coast is cool. There's probably some good guys, but per capita, it's not close.
Shout out to my man. Shout out to my homies up in BC, man. Not so crazy with the 2025 recruiting rankings, but 2026, man, it's the year that BC is gonna come through your windows. As nationally, we are 41st in the nation and 23rd by 24/7 Sports. As Bill O'Ryan and them are trying to push grad recruits. Actually, this grad one out of Georgia, which is fire. Amel Clark from Kissimmee. No, that's the defensive end. Amel Clark from Kissimmee, Florida, who we just grabbed. And we just picked up on June 9th, a 3-star running back from Georgia, Cedric Addison. So we're trying to move.
You see it? You see it from Florida.
Yes.
That's the
We here. Look, we here. So we see it's gonna be in your ear the next 5 years. Tell everybody, elite. Oh, they just trying to get me. I'm outside. But you know what I'm saying? No, that's a little bit of news on my BC Eagles. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna continue to pump these juices up in the Alumni Stadium.
Gotcha.
By the way, I threw it up for Florida because that's actually Duke's Hood's sign.
Yes, absolutely.
Fidelis, that's Fidelis.
For Fidelis, man.
You heard?
Maybe that would be BC be the best team.
What you got for Florida, Will?
Skippy, come back to me right quick. I had some shit that I had to deal with.
Okay,
sorry.
Coach. Texas. Are you on mute, Coach? Coach, you on mute.
How's that? The better? Can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha.
It's still early, but of course, Texas always crosses the finish line. I like what we've done so far. We're picking for need. We got already the successor for Arch coming in and Deal Bell, 5-star from Florida. Roger Bell's son. We got Richard Wesley, defensive end, to go opposite side of Collins, who's already a beast. If you know anything about California football, Sierra Canyon High School is where some of the best come from, and that's where he's coming from.
All right.
Then we got this guy, Kevin Banks ball. But this guy's coming in. I think it's going to be better than Kevin Banks and John Turtine out of North Crowley High School. Dude's going to school for to be a doctor, so he's intelligent. Smart. Pretty big kid already, 6'4", 305. We'll take that offensive tackle. Then we got more wide receivers coming in, 3 defensive tackles coming in. We're turning into DTU real fast. A couple guards. Secondary worries me a little bit. We only got 1 commitment as far as a cornerback.
Okay.
So that worries me a little bit. But we got total 4 wide receivers, but a lot of defensive tackles, like I said. I like that.
Y'all are pretty young in the defensive backfield right now, though, right?
They're pretty young as a team in general.
Yeah, you're pretty young in the defensive backfield right now, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I got a stud that's coming in. He just competed on the baseball team in the spring. So he didn't go through the spring drills and everything, but he's an all-around athlete. He was a number one safety coming into this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're young at DB. They're young. They're still sort of young at linebacker. They're young at fucking wideout.
We coming for you, SEC.
I mean, yes, or you're too young to win anything. It could be either way. We'll see.
Well, I like what they do as far as their commitments and the big stars.
Mm-hmm.
They're young, but they also hit that transfer portal hard.
Yeah, and that was gonna be my next question here. So I'm looking at a lot of the commitment numbers, right? I've only seen basically USC go that hard with 31 total recruits. Teams are sticking around the low 20s, even underneath that. So are they going to be supplementing more in the portal here? And because our revenue sharing is a different model. Okay, it's a salary cap for your football team. And so there's not going to be, I think it's going to be less bidding wars for players. More of, hey, this is the general idea of what you're getting because the wide receivers in the SEC get paid this. So this is what you're getting. And, you're going to have NIL opportunities, but every NIL opportunity has to go before a board and gets approved or whatever. So it can't be anything, just crazy. Like, here's a bag, show up for one day, here's your bag. So how much do you think the transfer portal plays into this thing?
I think it does. I think it plays heavily, you know what I'm saying? Because you got all these teams that got to share that revenue and money. And give a reason why USC is doing and going so hard, it seems, because they have to now. This is the last push for USC. The NIL kind of saves teams like USC, who are prestige schools that have been on the low in terms of production in the last few years. Maybe being in the Big Ten maybe helps them, but this is the last hurrah for teams like that. And that's why you're going to see teams like USC remain up there because they got that money. They got that area, that region in California. So more than likely, compared to other teams, they'll probably be able to snag them players. But in terms of the other teams, they ride the ship of whatever revenue share, whatever cap they got to go follow. Yeah, you're gonna be strategic with your money. This is the pros now. This is kind of like NFL, NBA. You know what I'm saying? NHL. And not to say that all their markets and money are the same, because they're not, but this is what we're going to go into now.
And speaking on that, but by college being a pro league now, they just approved another transfer portal. And this is basically a transfer portal to allow colleges to cut players, to get them off of their rosters, because it's going to be a max roster limit, because you can only have these many players on a roster. Salary cap, that's what it is. And so this new roster, this new transfer portal is sprouted up. And so you're going to see some colleges have to cut players and get under that roster number. And so that's going to be really interesting, seeing how that portal shakes out and where players go and what teams most cut most players, I guess. You know what I mean?
Two things. One, that's not even school anymore. They're wilding. At this point, like you're like, I signed up for all these classes. Fucking might get cut. Transferring won't matter. So like, all right, that's one major problem with this whole thing. Another thing is fucking Longhorns at home. You guys are really buying into the nightclub, fucking Jerry Jones nightclub situation, where at home you get San Jose State, UT El Paso. That's a combined 100-point win between the two teams. Sam Houston and Vanderbilt. Come on, Texas.
And Vanderbilt
schedule some actual teams at home.
And Vanderbilt.
At home is the key thing.
Yeah, at home.
So away, it don't matter that we open against Ohio State. We play
away. You got Ohio State. You got
play
Florida.
Against Michigan again. We got Notre Dame in the next 3 or 4 years.
Oklahoma, Kentucky, Georgia, all on the road. Y'all just want cupcakes at home to make your fans happy. That's not bad. That's not football.
They play for us. This not for y'all.
That's right.
Fair enough.
Nah, that's not true. If you haven't, Austin is our tech center. There's plenty of money in Austin.
Yeah,
Listen,
Brandon.
I get why Houston has a schedule. I get why Houston doesn't want none of these thug schools to come to their place and play them. You know what I just said? They don't want none of these thug schools coming out here to play them. They don't want them to mess up Texas.
No YNs allowed.
No YNs allowed.
No YNs. Ohio State ain't gonna be no thugs, man. Bring them in to the crib. How brought us to the crib?
You see what they did? You see what they did to Baker Mayfield, and then Baker Mayfield had to repay them. You see what they did to Baker?
Was y'all scared? Was y'all scared? Y'all brought Florida to y'all, and it's clear that y'all only line up cupcakes at home. Y'all think we was cupcakes? Is that what it was? Y'all wanted to bring us home and deal with us there? Is that what happened?
That could be. It is awesome.
I mean, Florida's a much better team this year.
I don't know. I was high as shit. I don't remember. Shout out to the Longhorns, though. I look forward to watching the season.
Yes, it's going to be awesome when the season starts. We'll be talking more college football to come, and be sure you check out the SEC Pub during the season. So, all right, let's get to our last topic, and that is wrestling. This is brought to you by Best in the World. Hashtag BITW. Catch us on Thursday right here on this network.
Shout out to you, fellas. Great part. I'm out.
Solo Sikoa, the new U.S. champion. He introduces his group. I call them the Bloodline 3.0, you know, because that's what we've been rolling with all this time. But now he says MFT, my family tree. Duke, your thoughts, bro?
How y'all let this show bleed into our show? He got a whole show for this. You know that I don't bring UFC topics here.
It has to bleed in. And I shout out to
I don't bring UFC shit here. I have a whole show.
Y'all selfish. No, because y'all selfish. Y'all selfish. You and Jake with y'all tap out. Y'all selfish to bring in.
Kinda, yeah. So what?
I'm not selfish.
But we're selfish as a show when we're like, no,
versus Kobe.
That's too good of a football show. Save it for Monday. Or that's we fucking selfish here. Don't play me.
Listen. But nah, shout out to wrestling, man. This right here. The only thing I would say is how many times can we recycle the same shit, WWE? But other than that, this new triumph that you're bringing these new people in to play roles is fire here. Right now,
literally only recycle.
This tree here. My thing about this tree is who's going to be the guy that follows or ends up ahead of Solo Sikoa. That's my only question. Other than that, it's a great, strong team he got behind him. I just want to see when months go in and months come out, who's going to be the guy that goes over him right now in this group. Is there anybody that you feel, Dale, from this new group here that can make status? Like, you know, kind of like
Jacob Fatu did in the last group.
Exactly.
Okay. The guy I'm looking at is Tala Tonga. The big 7-footer. He is, you know, new. And we hadn't seen him, but you know, 7-footer walk into the wrestling ring, all eyes go toward that big guy. I'm interested to see if we're gonna have Omar show up to go up against this guy.
See, then you defeat my whole purpose then, because if he's a guy that's just going to fight Omar, then he ain't coming in as an elite guy. And I only say that because I thought he would be the one too, but it's probably mid-card. They're like the last true 7-footer, maybe that you're like, okay, we can ride the company on his coattail. It's probably the Undertaker. I don't think in this generation we'll ever see that again. I don't think we'll ever see a 7-footer like carry the company with the strap, able to put on good matches. You know what I'm saying? And kind of keep that strap. That's what I was kind of getting at. He would probably be the best out of this group. But mid-card, Omar's, who's been out for 4 years, we already know what his position is. Is that okay for the moment? Yeah, but for me, somebody else.
They just resigned him, though.
Yeah, huh?
They just resigned him, though.
No, I mean, he's never been unsigned. He just was doing his thing. He never was.
Right. But to be extended means they really like him.
No,
trying to do something with it.
They like the character. And anybody right now, professionally in wrestling, WWE, they just happy to keep their spot. Like I said, he was never cut. So whatever they want him to do, he gonna do it. And if that means, you're gonna get beat up 4 weeks in a row to this guy, he gonna do it. But what does that do for him, though? Nothing. He just a mid-carder, undercarder, playing on main event. Maybe the second match of Raw with a popcorn being popped out at his poppies. That's what I mean. I think this new bloodline is to recycle. You mentioned it earlier, Dale. It's recycling time, and we need to stop recycling.
Okay. Wrestling is king of recycling. That's what wrestling is.
And we all know the recycle king is wrestling for sure. So, I feel about that.
Yep. All right. So anything else you want to speak on wrestling wise, man?
Anything I want to speak on wrestling wise, I think it's pretty dope that Alexa Bliss and Charlotte teaming up together. That's pretty dope. But I think there's a storyline in that too. I think Alexa's gonna end up turning on her on some Y6 type shit.
Yes. I'm still interested to see what Alexa's actual character is. Like if there's a twist to it. Because like otherwise you can't be doing Wyatt's move. And have somebody in the position for like 10 minutes before you complete it,
And one more WWE thing that kind of interests me right now as we're hitting towards the summer. We know the biggest event of the summer is hitting up soon, SummerSlam. Is this women's division, and then we got Evolution coming up. Poor management of trying to book this pay-per-view in terms of ladies matches and all that stuff. I heard that they moved it a week later to try to get ticket sales, and they still can't get ticket sales. So I don't know what they're doing with this Evolution stuff. I thought Triple H did really well in developing these women and Shawn Michaels as well. When it comes to a pay-per-view like this, this will be something that you market. Something that you have great matches in, but instead you got Trish Stratus coming in to battle Tiffany Stratton. We know who's going to win that match. There's no way Trish wins that matchup.
To me, to save Evolution, I didn't know they were struggling, but they need to include TNA. They got a nice crossover going on with NXT and TNA. You need more compelling women. And it's really interesting when you got a brand crossover. Like, use some AAA people. I mean, that might be the last group of AAA ladies I saw, they were not ready for United States wrestling. Like,
yeah, that's all. You have mad different ladies throughout the industry right now. There's no way that the pay-per-view shouldn't be better than the first one at all. This should top the first one. But with the talent you have now compared to what you had then.
Absolutely, I agree. But the guys from the show last week were saying so much was built around Liv Morgan, and Liv Morgan Morgan getting hurt, like, killed the show.
In terms of the tag team match, the tag team titles, or her actually like being involved in one of these title matches?
I think she was supposed to go up against Io and the tag team title match too.
Oh, so she was supposed to have two. Oh, so potentially with two straps.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So if that's the case, but this is, like I said, you already know my opinion on Liv Morgan. If she's hurt, you can scratch that and definitely put somebody in. Which Rhea Ripley is a good suitable replacement, as we know.
I agree. Okay. Well, yo, if you love wrestling talk, come back on Thursday. We got more of it for you. All right.
And you got Raw tonight, so tune in.
Be sure. Huh?
Raw's in Providence tonight, about an hour away from the crib.
It's almost like you could have saved all this for that show.
No, I'm not there. Dale does this for me. Shout out to you, Dale.
I know he does.
I know he does. It's hilarious. Love it, man. All right, so let's wrap this thing up, man. Shout outs, final thoughts.
Shout outs, final thoughts. I have this little piece of news, man, before we head out. This little crazy money situation here. Former Miami Dolphins safety Rashad Jones had $2.58 million stolen. 1.58 of it by his financial advisor, Isaiah Williams. The advisor allegedly made 133 wire transfers and blew it on first-class travel, strip clubs, multiple women, child support, and much more. feel bad for the former Miami Dolphin, man, as he's probably lived his 3.5, and now you got to find a way to recoup all that cash. He probably won't be able to.
Woo.
You should never be too busy to watch and count your own money.
Absolutely. Only O'Shea and Otani can do that shit.
No, I was gonna say, especially in the era of Shohei Otani, and then in the previous era when he was a child, he should have learned and watched Allen Iverson go through this to the tune of like $100 million. But that being said, when you scale it, he didn't lose a lot comparatively.
I know they go over it in the rookie classes. I know they do.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure they got a list of certified accountant people affiliated with the league.
The problem is this, though. The problem is they say find, so you have this list, but they also say if you don't want to work with this list, just find someone you can trust, which is the option everyone chooses, and they're all wrong. So, like, this is what you're always going to deal with. Honestly.
I don't know if I was in this situation. It may cost you a little bit more by going through the people that are certified.
That's what they don't want to do.
But the one thing you know is you're probably going to lose more in the back end, like this guy just did, because the certified people got more to lose.
Mm-hmm.
No millionaire wants to pay $100,000. No millionaire wants to pay $100,000 to watch their fucking money until they lose millions, and then they're like, "Oh, well, that's an easy math situation." At that point, I should have paid the $100,000 like that. I'd have been fine.
Absolutely. And
you live, you learn.
One more little note, WNBA wise. DeWanna Bonner, who was signed by the Fever, cut by the Fever after she demanded a trade. She is expected to sign with the Mercury when she started her career, and also back, I believe, with her lady. I think her lady plays for the Mercury too. So Mercury second place in the West, get another piece, a good piece, a solid defender.
Talk about a piece, you heard? No, so let me stop.
So yeah, that's all I got for the night. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, man. You dig?
All right. Well,
go to locker rooms when your bitch is in there. That's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
You heard?
With the strap. Get the strap.
Just fucking nonstop. Just
get the strap.
Let's go, scissor. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, what you got for us, Will?
Don't you this bag? Shout out to you fellas. Great show that you had readied up and prepared. What is my job here is always to ask what's tomorrow's homework.
Yeah, potluck. Nobody answered. So,
holy shit.
Coach, you know I knew, right? I just had to ask because it's good content. When everyone knows we ignore Dale, it's good content.
That's what we got. So
for the chat,
or I'm going to be trying Church's Smokehouse Chicken. That's what I'm going to be trying.
Get the strap. Get the strap is crazy.
They got a new chicken.
So it's new.
What's it called?
Well, it's not new. It's yearly thing. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
But yes, they have smokers. They smoke chicken at churches.
At churches? They got enough money for smokers in there?
There's smokers everywhere. What are we talking about?
I thought they was fast food. They got money for smokers.
Yeah,
but that's real food, basically. That's essentially real chicken.
They got smokers in there.
Got smokers.
You heard?
I didn't know. I never had churches, so I'm thinking it's like a Popeyes or something like that where there's no smokers.
It is close to Popeyes, though. I've been to churches before.
Because Popeyes ain't got no smokers.
They used to be affiliated at one point.
It's Popeyes
at one point.
It's Popeyes with extra steps. Part of the reason they fucking aren't merged anymore is because churches was like, we're going to do better shit. I know what you're talking about. Like, we want to smoke shit. Like, y'all out here just making fried chicken. Like, everyone does that.
Oh, so they just follow the Texas footsteps, man. We're just going to smoke everything and just step on the competition.
Hey, look. I will never be so happy as to copy a fucking state until we, if we get all smoking barbecue spots out here. My favorite, y'all have heard me talk about the Pit, my favorite barbecue spot in gone.
Oh, yeah, the Pit gone. Yeah.
So I might need to come open up me a barbecue spot up there in Boston, huh?
Oh, you
heard? Hey, Coach, you fund and set me up. I'll run that shit like a motherfucker. We'll make money because there's like one of the new place. It's just not doing good, man. Thank you, Miss Marie. Appreciate you. Is that an anime character as her thing? Because I'm an anime nerd, so I love it.
I think it's a guardian angel.
That she is. She don't play.
All right, coach.
She was so nice to me, but I always felt like I was on the edge of being cussed out.
Probably deserved it.
Shout out to Brandon, Bobby, Rizzo, and of course Marie. Shout out to you fellas, man. Y'all brought your A game as always. Shout out, other than what my man Took said, shout out to Turpin, man. We need you. And shout out to this guy right here.
Who that?
The guy that wouldn't start last year in LSU, baby.
Put him in the game, fool.
He's got the starting job today. That's for sure.
Allegedly.
Right?
Until they're like, until
there are always other running backs.
No, Dale comes with a new rule. We don't start sophomores either. Like, just shut up. Like, just let him play.
Other running backs. He's got power. He's got speed. He was on the junior Olympic team. Get that man the ball.
If you just give him the rock, we won't have to watch Nuss throw ducks. Nah, Nuss is nice. I'm just fucking with you.
Nuss is nice.
Second leading pass in the NCAA. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. All right, check us out tomorrow.
Allegedly.
What?
At some point, you got, but at some point, you gotta pick a side. Like, so is Nuss good, or are you wide receiver and that's why he's good?
Ooh, put him on the spot on the way out.
That's good, and our wide receivers is good.
Can't be both.
It's both. Yes, it's both.
It can't be both.
It's not Georgia where one is missing. That's for sure. It's not Georgia.
That is Georgia's bag. You're right. That is Georgia's bag.
We are not Georgia.
They will have a good quarterback and not a receiver out there to throw to. They'll have great receivers and not a quarterback you can name. Like it's
we are not Georgia.
It's Friday all over again. Y'all got cool, no aid. Like,
that's right.
All right,
that's
sorry.
right.
I'm done extending the show. I just want to get it to
all right, check us out tomorrow for the chop up. We're gonna be talking about Diddy for sure. We're gonna be talking about a bunch
it's over.
We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it.
It is not over.
That's right.
You're not helping.
You still got your sentence. So yes, we will talk about it tomorrow. So
also,
bring a
one
friend.
question. Have we done the KFC Mike's Hot Honey Sandwich on the show yet?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yes.
I would have did that.
We did it. Show enough.
Hey, bring a Diddy sandwich tomorrow, everybody. You did.
What is that? What is that? That is 2 buns, meat, and oil. I'm all set.
That's how y'all like y'all chicken sandwiches anyway. Shit.
I'm out. No Diddy sauce. I'm out.
Come up with a Subway order that is the Diddy sandwich. You know
why? There's 2 things wrong with that. 1, why the fuck would I need a Diddy sandwich? And 2, Subway? Get out of here. It's not
slogan. Take that.
It's one I guarantee everybody got. Everybody got a Subway.
Open a Diddy sub shop, and you gotta say take that every time you give them a sub. That's crazy. Get me out of here. I'll extend the show.
Shot these shoes, baby.
Bring a friend tomorrow. The Chapo's gonna be crazy. So we'll see y'all then. We out.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.